It happened so fast, like lightning. Tesla reached the $500 mark per stock just in this week. And before we diving into today's vlog, where we talk about why this happened, how the stock looks like, and what will happen next, I want to show you a small funny story. So this is Detroit Electric, a car manufacturer, electric car manufacturer, founded 1907, so very old. Now throughout until 1939 they produced about 13,000 vehicles. Now this company unfortunately went out of business because Mr. Henry Ford produced mass market cars on the internal combustion engine technology and just out-businessed this electric car manufacturer. Now my question is the following: do Tesla bring Ford out of the business because they producing mass market electric car vehicles? Let's roll.
Wolf of Dubai.
So there's brand new breaking news out there because Tesla just reached $500 per share, and I just made a video about the Tesla becoming $6,000 stock, which you can see here on the channel, and I forecasted a 500 price tag overall for the year of 2020. Now obviously this is already past, but I'm very curious how the stock will hold these levels. Now there's a couple of reasons why Tesla went up over 500 per share. Now the first reason is there's a new analyst from Wall Street that analyzed the whole situation of Tesla and revised quite radically his stock price target. His levels was around the 300s and his new target is around $612. So this is obviously giving a huge push, and another analyst that turned his cards and said, you know, this company is up to something and they are having huge potential, huge growth potential, amazing products, and so much up to come in China. And China is really the growth manufacturing here for Tesla in the next couple of years, plus the Gigafactory in Germany where they do big and fast steps for the company as well. So this, he sees this as huge potential for Tesla. Therefore, he upgrades his stock price, and this is what matters on Wall Street, that analysts are upgrading, and therefore all the other people or investors around are looking on this analyst and saying, hey, if so many analysts are saying so many positive things about Tesla, there must be something going on. Another big news was that China doesn't end the subsidies for e-vehicles as of yet. Now there was plans that in the very short time the EV subsidy will stop, but China actually extended it, and therefore this is huge for Tesla and obviously upcoming Tesla China sales, as well as the Model Y sales that will come through in China as well. So huge push into the biggest market for EV vehicles out there, and this is so positive for Tesla, so positive for other companies. Now when Tesla went up on Monday almost 10%, also Byton went up 8%, so you can see the whole Chinese already manufacturing companies already gained so much momentum on this news. This was definitely one of the biggest drivers for the stock crossing the 500 mark already. And Elon Musk was obviously active on Twitter again. He posted two big things. First, he was asked when the full self-driving feature will be released, and he answered soon. Now we know Elon Musk and timelines can be sometimes a little bit tricky, but therefore this, if he means soon, he is actually pushing this internally for sure. I can believe that, you know, we are just, with all this data that they're collecting meanwhile from the streets, plus the data that they getting from Smart Summon, from all these miles driven like no other manufacturer has, they are pushing this technology to be full self-driving for cars. So you basically sitting in your seat of the car and the car drives you from home to work without you even touching the steering wheel. Obviously, I think in the first period there has to be some supervision, so every now and then you have to touch your wheel. But I think other than that, your Tesla will drive fully self from A to B. Another big news was actually about the product as well. He showed up a video where we see a Model 3 talking. Now I can imagine this is somehow through audio systems installed on the outside area of the car, because I believe that they maybe make some adjustments for some regulations that might come for electric vehicles. Now, as you know, electric vehicles don't have an engine where fuel explodes and this makes sound through the exhaust system, but the electric vehicle is like a ship. It's so quiet, and therefore it's sometimes maybe too dangerous for pedestrians because they don't hear the car coming and therefore are in danger to cross quickly the street and thinking there's no one coming, and then the electric car come. Now obviously we will have the self-driving feature or the protective features by Tesla already in the cars, but this could be something that they use for regulatory purpose but also for marketing perspective. Now imagine you are a pedestrian and you are crossing the street and the Tesla pulls out and he has red and you want to cross the street. Tesla is actually saying, hey, I'm Tesla, or nice to meet you, have a nice day, whatsoever, go faster over the street. So this can be huge in terms of marketing as well, because the Tesla cars have a beautiful design already, but if they also speak to you, this is another level. And obviously, as you know, since ever, Tesla is one of the most shorted stocks on the market, and therefore I believe if a stock goes up like that, some short sellers are buying back the stock and therefore the price go even higher. So you have like a domino effect, which is beautiful for us long-term investors in Tesla, which drives the price up as well. So let's jump into the stock. So I'm pulling out the last months here, and as you see, as of this recording, we started about 16th of December with 380 almost dollars and are now up more than 38, 39, almost 40%, and crossed the 500 mark already. Now this means Tesla as of today is valued almost $95 billion, which is a never seen number before. And don't forget, Elon Musk is owning around 20 to 25% of the company, so he actually is just with his Tesla shares around a net worth of 20 to 25 billion dollars. And this run is just crazy, especially when we look into the run over a longer period of time. You see that really, you know, the stock 2019 was pretty a roller coaster. We lost really much in the first half, and chapeau to all the Tesla investors out there who stayed with the stock. On the negative side, there was a lot of negative news, the numbers was not good, and then Tesla really showed the way up, and then around the summer we picked up to really actually explode around October 100%. This is really positive, and obviously this is not so sustainable, obviously. And let's dive now what could be the next step as a Tesla investor. When you have such a big gains in such a short time, you need to consider that something like this is not sustainable. And therefore, I believe first step number one, if you're already invested but thinking long term and don't want to sell the stocks, because this can be one of the most critical part of your investment strategy, to try to time the market, because actually you have to really be so good in that, which is just not possible. Nobody can time the market, and you will maybe sell your stocks and get these gains realized, but then the stock goes up for the 10%, 20%, and you potentially, this potential gains you lose, and you will just cry very, very much. Therefore, I highly advise you to put stop losses. Just put, stop losses under the 500 mark, under the 510 mark, to see if the stock goes further, that, if the stock then gets into a correction or larger correction. So don't put this stop loss maybe too close to the 500. Maybe you can put them in steps as well, to say, hey, 1/3 I will sell by the 500 or 490, another quarter of my shares I will sell at 450, another share pile I will sell at 420. So this is number one. Second, you should definitely watch the news, because this is what will drive the stock even further or will create the correction. So bad news obviously will correct the stock, but good news can further drive this business, like we will have on the 29th of January, most probably, the numbers for Q4. We will know how the Tesla Gigafactory will move forward. We maybe will have the battery investor day that will show new battery technology. We will have also some interesting news about the Gigafactory in Germany. Therefore, there's this news to watch to see what happened. I also imagine if a big short seller, like for example Jim Chanos or David Einhorn or Mark Spiegel, would throw the towel, this will also help the stock goes up, because these are the three biggest or some of the biggest short sellers, and if they start to lose faith in their shorts of Tesla, then there's basically no other things that can stop the Tesla stock. Therefore, if you're not invested right now, maybe start in regular investing into Tesla, so you are in both sides secured to have always the best price on average. So therefore, subscribe, like this video, and thank you so much for watching.